Hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious tarot readers in these serious times. I've done tarot for over 20 years, astrology for over 50, numerology off and on for probably 50 years as well. Astrology is the science of cycles, numerology is the science of frequencies, and tarot is the science of potential. I have found in my 20 years plus of doing tarot, it predicts nothing, or virtually nothing. Once in a while you get lucky, but by and large it predicts nothing. What it does is talk about the potential of a given moment, of a given frequency, of a given energy. That energy, that frequency has to resonate with you. If it does, you will know it. And I advise you strongly to grab hold and run like hell. If it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. Don't try to make it fit. Very often, in fact, as a rule, in all the readings, I don't care if it's numerology, astrology, tarot, makes no difference. If you have 100 people, you will get, if you're really, really, really lucky, 10 people resonating with the reading. The other 90 people won't. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not going to gain something from the reading, doesn't mean that they're not going to benefit in some way or another, not the case. But as far as the frequency connecting with them on an emotional and spiritual level, now about 90 out of 100, they're just not going to feel it. It'll be interesting, but they're not going to feel it. Don't worry, there's tomorrow, next week, next month. I do a brand new read every day, every single day. Don't pay attention to holidays. Doesn't make any difference. You make the difference. You're the reason I'm doing this. Okay? The people around me constantly harp. Please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. That's important for the algorithm. We live in a robot world. So we've all become little digits. We all are little walking algorithms. That is, from my point of view, bad. Takes our humanity away. But the people who run the world, the puppet masters, don't really give a damn, don't care. Because they've seen you as something less than human for a long time. You can go back in history and see it's been hundreds, thousands of years. Recorded history has been around for about 7,000 years, and then we get into the Younger Dryas, we get into the Ice Ages, and when we pop out of that, about 12,000 years or so ago, we get into a time we're just beginning to discover that we're super civilizations. But through the Ice Ages, through the Younger Dryas, we kind of lost contact. So I only go back 7,000 years, but in that time, the so-called elite, and I say that euphemistically, sarcastically, and with no respect whatsoever, have looked down on the rest of us as something less than human. So that hasn't changed. So now we're algorithms. While they're busy creating robots to take our place. They're very, very far advanced in that area. They can move very much like human beings. As far as making them look like human beings, we have the technology to be able to do that pretty closely. Where they're missing is that the robots are not self-aware. You and I are. Some human beings I know are not very self-aware, but for the most part, we're self-aware, which means we're not only aware of what's around us, but we can project our thoughts, ideas, our feelings into the future. That's called manifesting. That is the single thing that separates us right now from a robotic onslaught, because they can't do that. They're working on it, but they can't do it. Maybe 10 years, maybe 15. The minute that they can do that, it's done. In fact, it's very likely before they can do that, all of our jobs, according to Elon Musk, all of the jobs on the planet, all of them, I don't care how many letters you have after your name, all of them are gone because robots will do it quicker, faster, more efficiently. So, What that means is they're going to have the whole human population. Of course, they're going to be disappearing. We're already losing a lot of people, hundreds of millions. We're seeing that through all the pollution on the planet. Sperm count is down in men. Women egg count is down. Fertility is down. Every country in the world, virtually every country, there may be an exception, but virtually every country in the world is producing fewer and fewer offspring. Then, of course, you add the social crap thrown onto it where women go, I don't want to have kids, I want to have a career. Well, okay, great. So if you don't want children, that fertility curve is like jumping off a cliff. Now, we're not there yet, but we're headed in that direction, and we're very close to jumping off a cliff where it would be impossible to revive our human population so that we can have something effectively to keep civilization going. Yeah, to that, of course, the idea of this AI revolution I was just talking about, and, of course, the possibility of a nuclear war, which would wipe out everything anyway. And, of course, we add in whatever nature might do in terms of pulses from the sun, electromagnetic waves, or asteroid, or whatever the heck hitting us. It's pretty precarious. But in spite of all of that, you still have the single most powerful thing that a human being possesses. That's your imagination. It's your ability to manifest. Now, you do manifest anyway. But society has kind of sucked that ability away from us. There have been studies where kids that are 5 are extremely creative, almost genius-like. Almost every single kid, 98% plus, are genius. By the time they graduate from college, the genius level is 1%. We are indoctrinated. We're dumbed down. We're poisoned. It's a hell of a battle. So if you have an instrument, a shield, if you will, like the ability to manifest, I would advise you to use it. So I'm glad that you're here. You're the reason I'm doing this. Believe me, you're the reason I'm doing this. And let's get to it. Middle card, Oracle card. Sets the mood for the whole reading. It's no place like home. Ain't that true, huh? They knew about it in The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy knew. And it still is true. But of course, we're not talking about a physical place. We're talking about a spiritual place, an emotional place. That connection. No place like home. Number up in the right-hand corner is 50. Well, we don't count the 0, but we do count the 5 in numerology. 5 means change. All right? Now, there could be an element of disturbance because we don't like change. We don't handle it very well, no matter how freewheeling we think we are and independent. We like to have our routines. So, this no place like home thing is going to take a little effort on our part because getting there will mean we're going to have to change our routine somehow, and that's going to be unpleasant. So that's why I have called this segment today, this reading today, the Cosmic Campfire. And I chose the word campfire because as a kid, I spent a lot of time out in the wild with my family. Sometimes camping, most of the time not, but we were out in a cabin in the woods and it was great in nature and all that stuff around us. And I remember campfires. Now, most of the time the campfires were outside, but sometimes my mom had an aunt who had an old log cabin. I mean, it was old, but it was great. And she had a big, huge fireplace. I mean, huge. And we'd fire that thing up, and man, people would just sit in chairs, rocking chairs, regular chairs, sofas, whatever. And you'd just soak up the ambiance. There's something special about the glow of a fire in the dark. There's the warmth, of course, but just the light of the fire. And sure enough, one of the adults, usually my uncle, my mom's brother, was really good. Cass was really good at telling stories. And so he would do so. And there was something special in that environment that really said home. Yeah, I had relatives around, friends around, and you could say, well, okay. And the cabin I was used to, we went up there constantly. But that wasn't the connection. It wasn't a physical connection per se. It was the emotional, spiritual connection. What it felt like, hearing Uncle Cass's voice as he's telling this story. He was really good at it. Well, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the cosmic campfire, no place like home. In fact, the meme for today kind of ties in with that. Not a surprise, of course. The meme is an American Indian or a Native American meme. It says, "The one who tells the stories rules the world," which is true. Right now, the puppet masters are telling us a story, have been for decades, centuries. You got to make money. You got to make money. You got to work for me. You got to work for me. Make me more money so I can control you more. You're my slave. I'll give you just enough to just get by. But you're here to work for me. You're here to make me better. That's the story they've told, and they have controlled the world. But then there's the cosmic campfire with Cass. He told stories that warmed our bodies, our hearts, our souls. I loved it as a kid. Still love it as an adult now. You know, so much in this world is visual, and that's important. I'm a guy. Guys are visual. But there's nothing like a good story, just the audio. That's one of the reasons, not all, but one of the reasons why you never see me, you never see anything other than listening to me tell you the story. Because it connects. You can be busy doing other things. You might be in the kitchen, you might be in the bathroom, you might be doing something, but you can still listen. With a video, if you're not watching, then it's an audio. So we just start with an audio. Plus, it's better for your imagination. It fires it up. That's the cosmic campfire. Let's go all the way to the left. Swords. They're facts. They're stories. They're the stories we tell ourselves or have been told. 10 of Swords, as you see in the card here, this person's been stabbed in the back a whole bunch. To the point where he can't do it anymore. He's done. Right? He's had enough. 10 of Swords is betrayal. You feel victimized. Stabbed in the back, literally. What you got to get is the Lovers. That's the next card over. Talks about union, talks about harmony, and that's what the cosmic campfire is all about, harmony, not with other people necessarily, but with your mind, body, spirit. That's what I was saying about the indication when Uncle Cass was telling us stories by the fireplace or outside around a campfire. You feel the chill, you feel the warmth of the fire, the blaze, it's just his voice. I mean, just the whole thing, there's that connection. And that's really the kind of connection the Lover's card talks about, because after feeling betrayed in the 10 of Swords, you need to reconnect with yourself. You got the 6 of Swords. That means you got to go somewhere else. Got to change your thinking. Got to go to a happy place. Not a perfect place, but a happy place. You got to connect with that cosmic campfire. The minute you do, the tower moment happens. Your entire past now diminishes. Because now you've made the connection with yourself. Now you're thinking and feeling about yourself in a positive way. You have made that cosmic campfire connection. Remember the meme for today. The one who tells the stories rules the world. You tell yourself those stories. You rule your world. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Manifested Tarot reading. Between now and the next time you and I get together, peace and blessings.